Everybody, welcome to a review of the Panther MIT 88 L71. My name is Target. I am the average tanker. I'm here today to talk about a new premium that came on the market with 9.5 a couple days ago. It is the Panther MIT 8.8 centimeter L71. It is a level 8 German premium. It's a very nice tank. It's 1500 hit points. It's the same as the standard Panther 2 with a slightly better gun overall. People are going to talk about this heavily. Here are three variants of this same gun on three different tanks. We've got behind in the very back the gun on the Jagged 88. We've got it in the middle here on the Panther 2, and then I'm showing it on the Panther MIT 88 L71. What's significant is that for the first time ever, the gun is better on the premium than on the stock tank. It's shoots faster, it has the same penetration, the same damage, it's more accurate, it aims quicker. Overall, it's kind of a departure from the historical World of Tanks gameplay. Just bear in mind that a Tiger actually shoots faster than a Panther 2, so if you run into a Tiger with this gun, it'll actually have a higher rate of fire than you. I am running this with a tank that has my E50M crew, so they have brothers in arms. So outside of running, chocolate, this actual reload time, which isn't showing here, it's about 5.96 seconds, is as fast as it's going to get. You'll see this in play. I've played about 20 battles with it. My win rate isn't all that great, and while I'm on it, let me just discuss really quickly the point of this review. I am not a purple or blue Win 8 player. I am a green low 1500s Win 8 player. So the perspective that I'm hoping to bring to this discussion is what you, as a hopefully average or better player, can hope to achieve with this tank. At the end, I'll wrap up after a couple quick replays. I'll wrap up with my comparisons against other popular Tier 8 premiums out there already, and whether you should buy this tank or not. So for now, let's just jump out of this. Before I go, I'm going to pause for a second here and let you guys look at these stats if you're curious at all. It's a little slower than the standard Panther 2 with a top speed of 46, so it feels like a Patton when I drive it. The hull armor is 20 less in the front and 10 less in the side. That does make a difference when you're fighting the lower tier tanks and you have a hope of bouncing. It literally has identical stats to a Panther turret. It looks very, very similar to a Panther turret, but it is ever so slightly different. It really is a blend of a Panther and a Panther 2. So without further ado, let's go ahead and watch a couple replays. Alrighty, here we go. We've got a battle with very low odds of winning. I'm a top tier tank, but the other team is just chock full of better players. We're 36% favored. We've just got a lot of low stat players on our team. So let's go ahead and fast forward this till we get to some action. You have to bear with me here. Apparently the player is having issues. Okay, so back to the action. I'm having some definite day 2 bugs with 9.5 and Replay Manager. I'm talking to people here because they are asking me tons of questions about this tank. It's pretty rare still, so I thought I would answer them. One of the questions, first question is mobility. The answer is I'm having no problems keeping up as a primarily medium driver myself, as I fancy myself. I find it to be a little bit slow, but not the slowest tank out there. I find that it's adequate. I mean, if I was hanging out with Pershing or Patton, no problem. I had 6 makes a great shot there, and I bounce off his turret with a quick snap fire. I come down here and decide I'm going to shoot this KV-85 and end it. What happens is I don't wait until he's cleared the terrain. I take a bad shot and I fail to hit him. I should have just given him a second more to take the shot, and I miss. So I do it again, and the wonderful reload of 5.69 with the shooter allows me to aim and place that guy. So I put one on this Cheeto, and then he pulls down, and I notice that Type 59, and way across the map, very quickly I'm able to shoot and engage Type 59. So this is a wonderful tank for quick shots engaged. I'm waiting for the Type 59 to get lit again, and he doesn't. I'm not sure what happened there. By the time he does get lit, I get another shot on him. So I decided to go back over to the side over here and engage this IS-6. So as you can see, not having any real trouble pinning. You'll note that I'm carrying 24 rounds of premium. The premium, honestly, unless I get a 10 fight, which this tank can get 10 fights, I don't know if I mentioned that, it does not get a favorable matchup, but it has a better gun than the Panther 2. The Panther 2 sees 10 fights, so I don't know what's any better. I take a wavering snap fire on the top of the IS-6. It was just kind of sad. I don't think, unless I had hit that hatch, I would have had any chance of pinning the IS-6 anyways from there. Frankly, the spaced armor on that tank drives me nuts, unless I can get a shot on the driver hatch, and half the time it still won't go in. So, I'm hanging out here with this KV, I think it's KV-85, isn't it? It's KV-85. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to use the mobility of this tank to get around and flank. So he's got them distracted. So I shoot over the berm here to the left, and try to get up on the side. Of course, as I'm doing this, I'm terrified that I'm going to find a tank destroyer straight ahead of me, but nothing's been spotted down there, and so I just take a shot. Originally I thought, oh, I'll start shooting in this KV-85, and I realized, hey, you know what, I could kill this IS 2 shots. Somebody else helps me, so I end the IS. Gun is very quick, reload is very quick. I decide here that I'm going to try to defend the base and reset the cap. So what I do is I start heading back, and of course this is a fatal decision for me. I come cruising back, and what I want you to notice here, again, T-37, no shot, so I keep going, is that this IS-3 that's about to end my match pops out. I have plenty of time to aim, and I decide not to take the bad shot on the opposite plate, but to bring my barrel around and shoot him on the near plate where it's flattened out on his pike. You'll notice this in just a second. So there he is, snap into view, on the wrong side, take a shot, pen. Shoots, kills me.
Everyone get out.
Alright, so I got penned by an IS, an IS-6, an IS-3, and a RIM. Now, my Panther 2, I would not expect to bounce any of those shots from any of those tanks. Maybe the IS with a little bit of luck. So the point here is while it does have 20 millimeters of less armor on the critically front slope plate, and the turret is pinnable, none of these shots would have typically been survivable, in my opinion, in the Panther 2. So let's take a look at how that wound up in the summary. So as you can see, with a defeat, and only doing 1,241 damage, I cleared just shy of 30 grand premium with a premium account, 30 grand silver. All of my shots, except the one bad one in the terrain, connected. I had, as I recall, pretty good penetration. The only bounce was the bad one on the turret of the IS-6, and I'm not sure where I bounced the other one. I've lost track on that. But the point here is that a very average game, even a below average game, resulted in $30,000 of profit. I also used a consumable in this one. I did not use a consumable. So long story short, I made 30 grand. It was not a very good fight. My win rate on this was 1666. Pretty high win rate actually for such an average. So the win rate numbers, target numbers for this particular tank are pretty low currently. So let's take a look at one more replay and then we'll wrap this up. On Live Oaks, and I'm just counting it in, just making sure that it's actually working this time.
Move out.
This battle, again, we're top tier. This time we are true 50% chance to win. I picked this battle. Again, I'm an average player. You know, I'm not going to be showing you guys an averagely mastery fight unless I just happen to fluke out. I mean, I do have my share of masteries, but you know, last night at 1 in the morning is not one of them. So in the desire to be quick, you know, I'm just getting out some battles. So this particular fight, what I'm going to show you is the toughness against these smaller tanks, and a little bit better results than the you know, the loss by cap last match. So I apologize for the herky-jerky stuff here. It's I don't think it's my computer. I think that this is just some beta stuff. We're playing at full speed. So I'm waiting for some tanks to show here. I don't really want to be the spotter, and I'm trying to get my gun to depress. Wow, that was a lovely graphic bug. So I got lit, so I expeditiously back up so I don't get shot. If you watch their video, and it's very true of many of the German tanks, you're not a frontline tank. It's not your job. You can't take the hits. In fact, truthfully, most of the mediums can't. Maybe the T-54 and a few others. Type 59 comes to mind. So I decided at this point I'm going to support Elf up there, who is a type. He's spotting. I actually was going to say I thought this was a map. I got rushed by the T-37, but that's clearly not this map, so I'm as much a spectator here as you guys are. I'm going to speed this up until I get some engagement going on. Centurion over on the side, and I'm a little bit concerned. Sorry, the speed's probably bothersome to you guys. I'm a little bit concerned that he's got friends supporting him, so I decided to pull up here, take a quick look to my left, knowing that he's distracted on my right, and see what I can see. And once it determined that it's clear, which there's an A44, I'm currently grinding that tank. He's got a great tank, great gun depression, but I hate the tank. I also don't like the follow-on tank, the 430. 415, whatever it is.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
No problem pinning that guy, and just ending him. By the way, I very rapidly repaired my ammo storage on that. I add ammo rack. Take a bad shot at that.
We're low on fuel.
Getting shot by gold by BK3601, and I know this, but I'm trying to help free up these guys from this Centurion because he's one of the tougher tanks on their team. And I just want him dead. Now that he's dead, of course, I can turn and re-engage. So far we've shot, and we've done about 900 damage. And, you know, no bounces. Again, a medium. I was taking shots in the rear, so don't expect to bounce anything from that guy. I find this to be very average compared to, say, my Panther 2 and whatnot. Fight's actually going pretty well for us at this point. Killed some of their key players, so our odds of winning have gone up. That AMX-12T is quite frankly their best player. He's a slope player for the slope plan. They're generally pretty good players. Luckily for me, he runs into somebody, type 71 I think it was.
One of our tracks is damaged.
This is a 360 that's been plaguing me. Now, a rare bounce. That wasn't a great aim. As you saw, my gun was bouncing up and down. So I take a little more care this time and put one in. Again, I don't expect to bounce him, but I do expect to outshoot him. So Elf finished him. His shot got in there first. I would have killed him myself a moment later. So our 301D takes care of that 12T, and that pretty much wraps it up for us. We're far and away the favorites at this point. The slope guy is a little bit hurt about losing to a 301D. I think it's kind of funny, but so be it. Anyhow, now I'm just looking for some arty, or there's no arty out here. I'm just making sure there's no TVs camping base. And I decided that I'm going to stay in the cover a little bit and try to take some shots as opposed to start capping. So I try to get this Hellcat. He quickly scurries to cover. I see the Churchill between the buildings. Lovely crit hit for nothing on a Hellcat. So I think, oh, I'll shoot him in the engine. My friends will follow up on him. Maybe I can set him on fire. Doesn't happen. I don't even get... I don't know where that shot went. As you can see from my sight, it's one of these magic mystery shots we've been having lately with this game. Have very low pings, high frame per second, but a lot of shots just go into the ether. No clue where. So I saw the Churchill down the road, so I decided to come over to this side to get a little bit of obstruction. And I realized, hey, I can take shots on this guy, so he doesn't expose himself on this side. He pulls across the other, trying to engage our medium up there in the front. I'm not sure what that was. So again, quick shot on the Churchill. Now this one hits the inside front of his tank and bounces, which I'm pretty surprised by. Churchill might have had a bit of slope on there. I'm trying to see if I can hit this T-34-85. I had a tiny piece of his turret, and he just gets out of the way. So I come back, T-32 is coming. Now, at this point I'm thinking I'm going to kill this T-32, and that was a bad shot, hit him top of the hull by a machine gun. And I realized we captured right there. And I get one more cheap shot in after the capture, and that's the end of it. Okay, so here we are with the conclusion of that fight. Third place mastery, you know, what is that, Reaper? Or not, I don't even remember what that reward was. 1900 damage, assisted for 627, 12 for 16 on my hits, with a couple bad shots. I mean, a decent play. This is probably closer to what I try to shoot for all the time. The important part here is I cleared 6,100, or 61,000, correction, 700 silver, and I'm pretty sure I used a repair kit. So, in reality, you know, if I had gone a little bit better, I would have made a little bit more money. But I mean, this is a pretty good chunk of money for a premium. 60,000 bucks in one fight. I'm pretty happy with. So, give me 1 minute here, and we'll get set up, and I'll do a summary of my thoughts on this tank. Garage. Here are my final thoughts about this particular tank. I think it's an outstandingly fun tank to drive compared to the other Tier 8 premiums. The Super Pershing I let it go for the gold, and I bought it back after taking a long break from it. The Type 59 is a wonderful tank. You can't get it anymore. I find I have to shoot gold a lot with it due to the low pen of it. So really, when we think about this tank, we have to compare it against T-34 and the low, because those two tanks do not get a favorable matchup, so they're going to see the similar kinds of tiers. The T-34 is 5169 on the market right now. The low is 5195, and this tank is 5035. So, is it worth having? I love it. If you're grinding silver, which, I mean, you know, there's two reasons to play a premium. One is to make, obviously, crew experience. The other is to make silver. You know, the top rated, according to VB Addicts right now, the top rated tank, I believe, is T-34 or the Jacket 88. As you can see from my garage below here, I have all of the Tier 8 premiums with the exception of the T-34-3, since I have the type. That being said, if you have no Tier 8 premiums, I would buy the T-34, period. If you have none, for the $50, it is a universal tank. It is push button to play. If you learn the hull down skills and the skills required to play T-34, it's going to consistently make you lots of money. It's more fun to play than the low, just because the low speed. The low might be slightly tougher conditionally, but, well, conditionally, the T-34 hull down is an incredibly tough tank. T-34 holds up well at Tier 10. The mantra I always chant to my friends when we're talking about this stuff is damage equals money equals experience. T-34 is putting out, you know, around 400 a shot with a 120mm cannon. So, back to the Panther. Panther is a wonderful tank. I don't think it's going to put up the T-34 numbers over time, but it's a heck of a lot more fun to play than the Panther. I'm sorry, than the T-34. So for me, it's a winner. It's 50 bucks. I'm happy to have spent. It is easily in probably my second favorite Tier 8 premium, maybe my third. The Type 59 is a special place in my heart. For me personally, there's a lot of FCM 50T lovers out there. That tank does not play well for me. I mean, it plays much like the Panther with a low alpha. In fact, they're probably very comparable overall. The FCM is, you know, I lost track of the cost, 5131, so it's a little more expensive. If you're training a French crew, it might be better for you, but that's a French heavy. Do note that the Panther here is a 5-man crew, so it's really the E50 line. The Leopard's a 4-man crew, so this isn't going to help you if you're after crew training for the Leopard. Overall, I love this tank. It's a great addition. I've seen some naysayers out there that are, you know, talking about a reskinned, you know, Panther 2 combo. Don't care. The gun is outstanding. Mobility is adequate. Armor is adequate. You know, you're not going to bully the Tier 6 and 7s as much as some people say they do with the Panther 2s. I personally don't have that experience with that. So this has been a Target with the average tanker, and I'm signing off. I give it a high thumbs up, and see you next time.